Hello Gemini, this is your extended reading. So it's interesting how the cards from this part now are talking about both of you, if this is the case for, you and your partner with these two cards that we saw from the first part. You two being surrounded by very high frequency energies, very loving energies. It's like spirit is gathering around you both to help, you know, it's almost like this creation of yours is something that you are not, even if you think of something that you would like to create, for instance, like a project or something simple, I don't know, if you want to cook something, you just imagine, how this plate is going to be displayed, or how the dish is going to be served, or anyway, you know my point, right? So you get a sense of how it's going to look like at the end. But what I'm getting here right now, especially because of the cards that I'm going to show you here from the extended, they're showing me that really it's so unique, whatever you're creating, that the final result is not something that you can plan for, or that you can predict, or that you can anticipate, because it feels like it's something that it's like it's coming through as brand new creation, right? So we begin this extended with the Seven of Swords, and this is part of the reason why I'm saying that you're being surrounded, well, both of you. And if this is not the case for you, if you're the second case that I talked about, these two principles, the masculine and the feminine, being within you, and you finally figuring out how to stitch them together within you for them to work properly in a very complementary kind of way. I want to say that all of this is happening towards you. You are this point of gathering of spirit. So what I'm seeing here with these swords, it's like you are this one in the center, and this is like the spiritual gathering that is happening around you, and it's like fueling you. It's interesting because it's fueling you with ideas. It's like the reason why you cannot anticipate, the how this recipe is going to work out in the end, if we follow the example of cooking. It's because you're given the ideas as you go, not the final product in the beginning. Okay, so bear with me. It's just like almost like as I'm getting the messages right here right now with the cards. So I was seeing something, but really it's almost like the cards are telling me, don't go too far down the road anticipating what the message is about. It's like, go card by card, that we will send you, the bits and pieces to weave this story. This is so interesting, Gemini. I feel like this is the first time that I've sensed the message come in this way. So yeah, maybe this is the brand new creation for me as well as a reader of, I don't know. This is actually very, very interesting to me. So sorry. So the reason why I'm saying that it's not only brand new ideas that are being given to you, but also a lot of love. So along with the mental stimulus is love, is this it's like this heart ignition. So it's like pumping the brain and pumping the heart is what I'm hearing, and I never use that word. Pumping the brain and pumping the heart. I'm so sorry. I'm just going with the flow here, because actually the Seven of Cups is not even the second card. The Seven of Cups, if you've seen the thumbnail, it's on the bottom line of this extended. But because these are two sevens, they're talking about this gathering of energies around you, or you and your partner. And as I said, it feels like if this is all on you, it's like it's the it's like this simultaneous pumping of the brain and pumping of the heart. It's like this how do I say, it's like this stimuli that is happening, it's like simultaneously in your chest but also in your head. So it's like this idea that pops in your mind but also brings you to want to do things, right? But if this is happening for you and your partner, I want to say that one of you are receiving the ideas and the other one is receiving the heart pumping, the heart stimuli to move and do and act. So yeah, let's go back to the chronological order. So after the Seven of Swords, we have Judgment, Strength, and the King of Wands. And so because we have, both King and Queen, again, these two principles, the feminine and the masculine, I want to say that, this masculine principle is representing the Magician that we saw in the first part, whereas the Queen, that we'll talk about in a second, is referencing to the High Priestess. So you just rearrange these characters as you did in the first part. But what I'm seeing here mainly, especially because of the Judgment card, this card is talking about now. It's like, when you go to a theater or to a Broadway show, and before the curtains open and the show begins, there are these three sounds, these three bells or these three rings that sound, I don't know how long before, but I feel like 30 minutes and then 15 minutes and then straight away when it's time for the play to begin, right? Or the theater to the show to start. So what I'm hearing with the Judgment card, it's like you have received previous sounds, especially because, starting with the Wheel of Fortune in the first part, it's like these signs that you were traveling this path to get to the moment where you are right now, that feels very timely, that feels very perfectly orchestrated for you to really step onto this role. It's like so far you have been preparing these two energies within yourself or with you and another to learn, as I said in the first part, to learn this dance routine or to learn the choreography or to learn the parts. Anyways, I'm just giving examples. And now that you are ready to step into this stage, it's like the curtains are about to open. It's like the last ring of this. I hope I'm saying correctly. I don't know how it's said in the theater business. If you know, let me know. I love to learn new words. So it's like the third alarm is being set with Judgment. So the curtains are about to open. And it's interesting because of this lion here from the Strength card. First, I was, it's talking about this mirroring reality here and the reflection. So at first, I was seeing this as, a judgment panel, some sort of very high standard panel of judges because of Judgment that was there to judge you, in a sense, to just to analyze and critique, in a sense, your performance, Gemini. But I want to say, in reality, it's coming through as a reflection of yourself. So it's like you are criticizing yourself because it's just so close to this opening up of the curtains that it's like you are wondering who's going to watch now, because you have been in this audience, you have been watching the show from afar, from the audience, so you know how it's like to be in that role. But now that you're stepping into another one that feels pretty much very exposed, very, it's like it requires a lot of strength, a lot of vulnerability with this Lion, with the Strength card. But you know, because this card also represents Leo, and Leo is usually seen as this center figure in the stage, on the stage, right, in the center of the stage. It's like you, Gemini, are stepping into a role that it's going to be seen by many, and you feel like there are going to be judgmental eyes towards you, right? But because you're coming through also with the King of Wands, which is also, you know, these two cards are coming through as, well, this entire row actually is coming through as a very masculine approach to it, which is this principle, right? Whereas the last row is very feminine. So it's interesting how this is actually playing out very, it's like a dance, right? So because in the first part, we saw that the first principle was the feminine, and then followed by the masculine principle, so two become one. It's like now it's the opposite, right? Because it's mirrored, obviously. So now in this second part, there is, oh, sorry. There is, you know, who starts this game in a sense, this next phase is the masculine principle, and then the feminine will follow. So here, because this is coming through as, it's like this major arcana and the minor arcana of the principle of strength, of the principle of practicality, of courage, of bravery, of not being afraid to put yourself in the ringer in a sense, or at risk, right? Putting yourself in a risky position of being seen, allowing yourself to be seen, especially because of this energy and this energy. So it's like you're putting yourself in front of an audience, or in front of a panel of judges that are ready to really critique you. It's like what I just heard is like they're ready to swallow your heart if you let them. But it's not to trigger any fear of any kind, because what I'm seeing here, it's like there's a lot of certainty in you, Gemini, that you are the one to receive this position. So what I'm seeing here with the crown of the King of Wands, it's like you have built up the energy, especially because of these two cards, right? Bridging this gap, stitching these two margins, and weaving these two principles for them to really be this place of flow and safety. I want to say it's like a safe ground where you know where you are landing, where you're going to land. So there is a lot of certainty in you. There is a lot of self-assurance. There is a lot of self-reliance. It's like you are so, there's a lot of self-confidence too, but it's like you know that you can rely upon yourself because you have done the work. You have put in the hours. You have followed the reflections in the mirror in a sense, and it's like you didn't give up. It's what I'm hearing here with the Judgment. And it's like these three cards are talking about this standing in front of, you know, energies, people, situations where you are going to be tested in a sense, and having the energy to do so, having the courage to do so. But also it's like you're not afraid to put your heart out there, to show your heart, to show yourself with this complete vulnerability to be seen. So this is really, really gorgeous, Gemini. And I want to say that now with this last line here, which is more of the feminine principle, I feel like the courage that you need to really step into this role and fulfill this this new position, which requires a lot of vulnerability, but you know, taking high risks. It's like after you step onto the stage and you take this center position and relax, right? These energies come into play. So we have the Seven of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. So it's interesting because we opened the extended with the Seven of Swords, and so we finish with the Queen of Swords. And to me, this is coming through today for you, Gemini, as really, well, it is symbolizing the High Priestess, but it's also coming through as whatever spiritual guidance you were surrounded by, that were completed by the love and the it's just coming through as support. It's like these two sevens are coming through as support. So it's support from, you know, higher dimensions, with, it's like with the right thing to say, with the it's like the high frequency of love is vibrating through this support system that is surrounding you energetically, I want to say spiritually. But it's also, it's like because you have stitched these two principles, it's like now that it's, these two margins are so close together, it's like you can channel better. And this is something that I feel like I sensed here with the High Priestess, but I feel like I didn't articulate it correctly in the first part, or not to the fullest that it deserves, because I feel like this High Priestess is this open channel that your feminine side can establish when you go inward, that it's like this ever-present communication to the divine, to your femininity, to your it's like to your higher self. And so this is here too. These two cards are showing me that the help that you need, this spiritual support, it's always there because you have done the work. And I want to say, right, because this work is coming through with the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, which is symbolized here in the extended with the masculine principle of the King of Wands. It's like it's both of them together. And as I'm saying, it's going to happen for some people within themselves, and for some people with you and a partner. But what I'm seeing, it's like it's not one or the other. It's both of them working together equally, right? Because there are things that are, you know, you need the information in a sense, and the information comes from when you tap into your intuition, but you also need the drive, the ambition, I want to say, of the magician to make things happen, to have this strength, right? And the courage to really put yourself at risk out there, you see? And so when you know that this support system is there always, it's ever present, because you have stitched these two principles together. It's like now you know that whatever you're creating, that is symbolized here with the Page of Pentacles, which is this third creation, is the Three of Pentacles that we saw ending your first part of the reading. And you know, I was talking about how unique this creation is, how is something that feels very fresh, feels very, it's like it's something that is brand new. It's something that is going to it's interesting because what I'm getting with these two cards, it's like I'm getting you with this ending of the I just said High Priestess, but it's like, so the High Priestess is like the major arcana version of the Queen of Swords, that it's happening here also with the Strength card and the King of Wands. So it's like I'm seeing you gasping in awe. It's like not even you are believing what you have just created with this Page of Pentacles. So because what I'm seeing, it's like in the end of the first part with the Three of Pentacles, it's like you were putting things together. You were still, arranging the ingredients of this recipe in a sense. But with the Page of Pentacles, it's like it's beginning to take shape. It's beginning to come into formation in a sense. So almost like embodying, yeah, I was going to say like a child being birthed, but I'm not really quite sensing that it is that, perhaps for one or two, but what I'm sensing here, it's like it's something that was formless here, but now is, becoming something with a 3D shape, you see. And your reaction is so cute, Gemini. What I'm seeing here, it's like you're just, it's like oh my God, look at what I just did. It's like, it's very cute. So it's like this, so it's beautiful. The word that I just heard, it's like serenity. Serenity is taking over. It's like, it's just this blissful state where you know that you are guided, that each step of the way you were receiving the signs or the commands or the guidance, right? But also the energetic love imprint. That's so interesting. Energetic love imprint. For you to really make this new unique thing come into being and take shape in this plane that is just taking your breath away. And this is gorgeous because, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. So it's achieving, again, a sort of beautiful flow state, but one that it's not only physical, it's also completely emotional. And it's like this gasping of you that I'm seeing here in awe. It's like overtaking you physically and emotionally. It's just, it's so gorgeous, Gemini. I can feel it in me. So after all of that, let me see if I have the energy to really pull something else from the runes for you as a final guidance. So that's interesting. Okay, so Capricorn, you know, there are a few things coming through here. What I got mainly was about the time of Capricorn because of this Wheel of Fortune. So, well, we just were in Capricorn season not long ago. Now we are in Aquarius, but still, it's like there's something about Capricorn season that, may unfold for you. But it's not only that. What I'm seeing here, because of the symbol, what I'm seeing, it's like a VS. So it feels like it's like this, well, didn't I say something about you joining the pieces or the ingredients for this recipe and then it becoming something that you couldn't see before, but the shape that it's taking is just taking your breath away. It's like, what I'm seeing here, it's like these are just the two first letters of something that is about to become a word or a full sentence or a full paragraph, if it makes any sense at all. But I feel like it's also the guidance, right, that is being given to you step by step, little by little, as you go. Because now it's like you can access this divine guidance because you know you have stitched these two principles together. So it's also showing me like there is this word that is about to come into formation, to take shape. But it's like, and I know this has nothing to do with the meaning of Capricorn or astrology in any shape or form, but it's just how I'm seeing it symbolically here for the first time also. It's like there is this word that is about to form for you. And you'll know perhaps in Capricorn season, who knows. Let me know if this makes any sense for you. I hope this was insightful. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'll see you next time. Bye.